Hi, thank you so much for tuning in to Stay by Plan. If you'd like to advertise or partner with us, contact us at staybyplanpod@gmail.com. That is staybyplanpod@gmail.com. Thank you. Accra be hard, so stress for the yard, but we still go day streets, we for find some meats.
Stay by plan, stay by plan. All the girls, all the boys, for stay by plan. Stay by plan, Accra, stay by plan. All the boys, all the girls, for stay by plan. Stay by plan, stay by plan. All the boys, all the girls, for stay by plan. Just stay by plan with Afi Zuu. All the G's for Accra, shall we do for you? If you also want react, then that be cool. Hashtag stay by plan, shall we do for you? Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Stay by Plan. Today we have, before I get to the guest, we have Trixie in the studio. Today she's our producer, our audio engineer.
Wow.
She's doing all the
Welcome,
cool
Trixie.
things. Yeah, welcome to the podcast for the day. We have, hey, do you know I forgot your name for a second?
Hey, you just don't come for like 2 episodes and Zoo. That's how Zoo is. Let's not give Zoo chance.
Please take over since you are in control.
And we
please take
have
over.
Nikita, social media manager extraordinaire. And of course, if Nam's photography is in here, who will be here?
Who will be here?
Who will really be
I
here?
mean, come on. So yeah, let's get into it. We have a very special guest.
Very, very special guest.
You are
Yes.
officially the oldest person to ever come on. Come on
But
this
it's a
podcast.
compliment.
Yeah, because usually people are around our age.
Yes.
So now we've gone for someone different in a different bracket. So
I'm
we
really
can-
panicking.
true.
I'm sorry. I'm really panicking. Because we've never really had someone who is way older in the studio. So I'm just
okay.
I don't know. Do I have to watch my words?
No. just be yourself.
Yeah,
Okay.
just be yourself. So I think, do you want to introduce yourself or should Afi introduce you?
Oh no.
No, I think
Oh
Afi,
no. I just know that like he's a doctor. Not doctor like medical doctor, but
Yeah.
someone who has done their PhD in it's a very special field. So don't put me on the spot. Okay.
you don't seem prepared.
What? I'm not
you don't
prepared. I'm never prepared.
I don't like this. But yeah, I mean, you're okay. So let me just read your name out. Dr. Kofi Anokye Owusu-Darko,
Yeah.
with a lot of letters following.
Yes.
ACIB, CHPA. I don't know what they mean, but you can just let me just read them. CMC, CIPM, RODP, LLM, LLB,
Wow.
EMBA, DIP FM. My first,
It's a lot, like
yeah. So my first statement is, it looks like you like school, pa.
Yeah, I'm a working student. I'm
Yeah.
a professional student.
I can see.
Wow,
And
that's
actually,
a
I'm
lot.
also in school now.
Wow.
I'm not surprised.
It doesn't stop.
I'm not surprised. That's a lot
So
of.
I'm doing mediation and ADR.
Okay, I don't know what that is, but it sounds nice. I hope you're enjoying it.
The issue is the more you learn, the more you realize you know nothing.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that?
Sometimes yeah.
Zoo doesn't feel like that, but I can resonate.
So the more you learn, the more you realize you know nothing.
Yeah.
And then also, I believe that ambitious thinkers, right, on career, right, always spill tea. Do you get it? Ambitious thinkers on career always spill tea. So whatever you're going to do, if you don't make sure you get the understanding of it, you just mess up. So it's just that as you go along, if I want to be a pastor now, I have to go to theological college.
Yeah.
That's the way I believe in things.
Yeah.
So I don't do it because of,
Just doing stuff.
just doing it.
Okay. I like that. So we were talking about you with someone who knows you,
Okay.
but the person said we shouldn't mention them. So,
Okay.
Who mentioned
but
their names?
the person said there are 2 things that you really enjoy apart from school, obviously.
Yeah.
Football and dogs.
Apart from knowledge.
Knowledge,
Ooh.
yes. Knowledge, that's a better term.
Yeah.
Football and dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, I like dogs too.
Yeah, I also like dogs, but I'm a little scared, but I like dogs.
Yeah, I love dogs.
Yeah.
At a point, I had about 45
What?
dogs.
Wait,
Yeah.
4,
At the
5.
same time.
4, 5 at the same time.
No, that's not a house anymore. That's a zoo or a dog shelter now.
I've had 45 before, 45 dogs.
So how were you taking care of all these 45 dogs, like feeding and vets? So like, they just put them in a van when they are going to the vet.
No, they walk around in the house, you know. I just love them.
45.
And they are good security as well.
45. Imagine an armed robber coming to the house and seeing a whole army of dogs.
Mistake. Big mistake. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I also like dogs, but I don't think 45 something inside. And it sounds expensive too.
That means you are very rich.
Rich is relative.
That's what rich people say. I hope you guys know that that's what rich people say. That riches is relative. Like, wow. To be able to take care of 45 dogs,
Rich is
you are a
relative.
cash.
And a family too,
Whoa.
so yeah.
Yes, and a family too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And like with regards to football, do you have a favorite team?
Football, I love football, but I don't love football like contemporary football. I support Accra Suffolk. It's the only team I support. And I don't do any of those foreign ones.
Why?
Because I think it's new colonialism. Honestly,
Oh my
I
God.
think it's new colonialism. So I support Accra Suffolk. I've been a member of Accra Suffolk before.
Oh, wow.
I just do Accra Suffolk and that's it. But if you're
Period.
going outside, I support Mourinho. So wherever
That's
Mourinho
all.
goes,
You go.
Then you support him.
so I watch his team. I'm not too
Big news.
this on football. If they are watching, then I have to watch. I'll be there. If I have to go and do something, I'll get up and go and do it.
Yeah. It's not
But
It's not
Hatfield
that
is
deep.
playing today, so
What time?
Yeah.
I think 6 o'clock.
Oh, then we have to make sure we are done before.
The FA Cup
Yeah,
thing.
pick up, yeah.
So yeah, all the best.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, let's get into it.
I'm surprised that you didn't say I used to play. I'm really surprised that you didn't say I used to play football. Why didn't you say you used to do something?
Every Ghanaian has played football at some point.
No, but you always find a way to say. I'm even surprised you've not even said, "Oh, I'm working on my PhD or something."
Oh no, I'm not.
Zoo is always telling every time we have a guest, no matter the field the guest in, Zoo can relate. Zoo say,
Okay.
when I was this.
No, but I think you are the same, right? Because you can relate to a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's normal. That's life.
It's not-
Please, Zoo.
So yeah, we brought you here because we know of you as an economist.
Yes.
Can we call you that? An economist?
I'm not an economist.
Yeah.
What are you? I feel like you're
I'm
multiple
nothing.
things. You are everything to everybody and nothing to nobody or something.
I am T-skilled.
Mm-hmm.
T-skilled means I have knowledge vertical and horizontal.
Oh.
That's cool.
So I cannot be bluffed, but I can't say I'm an expert in anything. I don't see myself as an expert, but I cannot be bluffed in from IT to
Yeah.
law to HR to finance to
Wow. So how did, like, when you look back to say maybe 10 or 15 years ago, did you envision that you would have multiple masters and multiple experiences
years.
in multiple
Oh, this one day, I feel like you've been doing this for like
20
at
years?
least 30
I'm a
years.
professional student.
Yeah.
So did you envision that like you'll be just dipping your just all these different
no.
things?
As you go along in life, you want a bit of everything. You want to understand something. If you want to go to the top, right? Because you don't have to be a master of everything, but you should be bluffed. You must have an idea. So if you want to move into a leadership role, then you need to have understanding of a
Different
bit of
things.
everything.
Yeah. But the funny
So
thing
you
is
you empty your pocket into your head. And when you are in retirement, your head will empty it back.
wow. A quote.
Put that on a t-shirt.
But you know the funny
Wow.
thing, a lot of people make it seem like a jack of all trades, master of none. They make it seem like it's a bad thing in our society.
It's not a bad thing. I mean, if you understand different aspects of life, unless you want to be, just vertical knowledge,
Yeah.
right? So let's say you decide to do, let's say you did BSc accounting, then you went to do masters in accounting. I went to do accountant, PhD in accounting, accounting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You are just one plug.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Right?
Yeah.
But if you just spread, then you appreciate life better.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But these conversations are not really had in our age brackets. If I should, like, people don't really encourage you to do different things as much. Because, for example, for me, I did economics and statistics in school. And currently the job I'm doing is like a research role. But aside, I have this podcast thing going on with Zoo, and I also create content as well. And sometimes some people are like, you do too many different things. Like, why can't you just pick one? You know, and that's the kind of vibe people who usually have different, unrelated things going on in their life get from other people. That why are you doing so much?
I think it's the same as if you want to go, you say you need a portfolio of skills and knowledge. So if this fails, you pick up on, because you don't know what life brings to you.
Yeah.
So I always say that let go, let God, and prepare for the opportunity.
Hey, how do you know that's good?
So you need to prepare for that, and you don't know how the opportunity is going to come.
Yeah.
You get it.
Yeah.
So, and if you're learning, like at the example I gave, if you want the easy way out, if you did BSc accounting, if you're doing masters in accounting, it's easy. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
If you're doing whatever in accounting, it's the same thing. So you don't learn anything.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Okay. But yeah, so I guess clearly you are very knowledgeable, in different aspects. But I imagine that you know a lot about like finance, money, maybe banking, that type of.
Banking is my first love.
Oh.
Yeah, so we have the right person.
Then we have the right
I've done
person.
banking for 30 years.
Yeah.
First was I'm a chartered banker, and that was my first thing. So
yeah. Oh, nice. So yeah, because that's the conversation we want to have today. We want to talk about money and really the relationship that money has to us, like our generation. Because I think it's different for you guys because, times have changed. The economy is very different now than it was back then. There are more things to spend on, I feel like,
Yes.
than you guys had back then because you guys were not really buying like
What are you trying to say
iPads.
about their generation? That they were boring or what?
Oh no, the technology just
They're
didn't
not boring.
exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time changes.
Mm.
They were playing Ludo and stuff.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah, simpler times.
Yeah, simpler times, yes. Now it's a bit more complicated. So for people like us in our 20s, I think everyone else in this room is in their 20s. How do you, like, from your outside perspective, do you feel like it's harder now for us than it was for you when you were in your 20s?
I think it's easier for you now.
Hey.
I think it's easier for you now. Let me tell you why it's easier for you now. Because you have technology. Those days, if you were going to school and there's a book you have to go and read, it's in the library and you go there, somebody has moved it.
True.
Right? But now you get everything, right? And those days, if you go to school, I went to college. I went to the college, so I didn't go to a school. So if different at our time, you had maybe the best physics teacher in, let's say, pre-sec, and you had the best econs teacher at the college, and maybe Wesley Girls had the best chemistry. So it means that you are stuck with the school and you can't get advantage of the person in Wesley, the lecturer in Wesley Girls.
Right.
But now, if you're given anything in chemistry, you just Google and you get somebody from Harvard or somebody from MIT, and the person is teaching you and you have the best of everything. So you are not stuck with, you're as good as your lecturer. Right? So you are not stuck with some lecturer who is not good at teaching maths. You Google and you Google the topic and life is easy.
But on the other hand, do you think that with all these like availability of resources, everybody's now on a higher level? So now the competition is more than it was before.
Yeah.
So me, I also feel like I agree with you. But then, so if let's say you said you went to Adisado, which I'm sure at that time, maybe now, I don't know about now, but at that time was fairly prestigious. You know, people were coming out ready to be citizens of the world.
Yeah.
Now, everybody's like that because everybody has information. So if you came out of Adisado back then, I feel like the competition was less.
Yeah.
And the resources were more. I mean, the things that you're going to compete for were more. Now it's less because you guys have stuff.
Yeah.
The generation after you has stuff. Our generation has stuff.
Yeah.
And now everybody's equipped and everybody's trying to go for the same thing. So that's why I feel like it might be harder for us than it was for you guys.
I think so.
You see, now I agree with you to the extent that IQ, right, will get you into the door, but it won't take you out. So you need soft skills. It's soft skills that you need. Like emotional intelligence is what will take you out.
I think so.
Right. And when I was growing up, I listened to Richard Branson. He's one of my mentors. And there was this Indian, sharp Indian. He was just about, I think, 16, one Patel. And anything you ask him, he could tell you. When was the Queen born, he'll tell you. When does the British Airways flight from Hong Kong to this, he'll tell you what. He was a living encyclopedia. But they asked him one regret in life, and he said he went to an interview with Richard Branson, Virgin Atlantic, and he was denied. Richard Branson didn't pick him. So they called, and they were like, sharp guy. Everybody will want this brain.
Yeah.
So they called Richard Branson, and Richard Branson is I mean, I love Richard Branson. He didn't go to university, but he has a lot of EI. His EI is sharp, lower IQ but high EI. And those are the people who become rich really wealthy.
Yeah.
So they asked him, "Do you remember Patel?" He said, "Yeah, Patel. I remember Patel. Yeah, that sharp guy." I mean, he gave him a lot of compliments. But I didn't pick him. He said, "Yes. You know what? Anything you ask him," at that time he had what we call palm tops, right? It's like your, those days. He says anything that he says, I have it on my palm top.
So he doesn't bring anything new.
He doesn't really ask him about conflict. He can't solve things between two people. He doesn't know how to do nothing, and he doesn't need that person. His brain has been computerized for him. So he's looking for somebody who is more human, who can work with people. So that is the what you guys need now. People skills, soft skills. I don't know whether I'm making sense.
Yeah, you're making sense 100%.
That's what you need.
It makes sense.
And then now that we are in society where even when you're at table with friends or you're at dinner, everybody's on their phones. Social media is such a big thing. And then we hardly have like face-to-face conversations. Do you think having people skills is more important now, and more even difficult to get more than ever?
Yes, because everybody is doing the same thing. Like you said, everybody's on the phone. The little people skill you have, you just become different.
True.
Right? And once you become different, those who can make you get wowed with that people skill, because nobody now has it.
Makes sense.
You get it. Nobody now has it. So, I don't think people get wowed now with this knowledge thing, because I can get it on my iPad.
Yeah.
We are sharp. We appreciate it, but we are sharp. I mean, I can get it on my iPad.
Yeah. So aside people skills, what other skill or what other special thing do you think we need to be outliers in a positive way?
The basics. There's a story. I like telling stories. There's he said if there was this man who was he had this PhD, he was trying to employ people and to form a consultancy. And the mother, illiterate, is in the village. And he has to go and visit the mother, but he's not being able to go and visit the mother because he has to finish this interview. So he had professors who were coming interviewing them. The mother said, but you come to the village, you are not coming. He says he's had to interview some people. The mother said, okay, let me come and interview the people. He said, you, illiterate, village coming and you know what, I'm interviewing professors and he said, no problem. So he came, she came and she asked the man that, so what are you asking these people? He said, if I gave you, let's say 1 million Ghana cedis, what would you do with it? And the old lady asked them, if we're giving 1 million Ghana cedis, what would you do with it? And they all started, they had all done their degrees and masters and things. I invest in this, about property. So they were all saying about the same thing, right? Because, you have been cloned to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Then there was this guy who was cleaning the window. So the old lady asked the son, what about this guy? Say, forget this guy. I mean, he's just a window cleaner. He doesn't know. I'm talking about professors and people like that. And he just called the old lady. He said, look, if I gave you 1 million Ghana cedis, what would you do? And the guy said, first, I'll take it and thank you. And then I'll think about what to do with it. So the old lady said, employ this guy. All the school, the education these people have gone to, can you take this guy through it? He said, yes. He said, yeah, this guy is a better person. Once he goes to the same school, you also learn how to do those things they were saying. But he first thanked me. The rest didn't even say, take the money to thank me.
Yeah.
So ethics, that's the soft skills I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Those ones, you can get it. But the soft skills, it's part of you and that makes you, that brands you.
Okay. So, to piggyback off the conversation the story you just told about, let's say, the lady who went to ask them, the people, what would you do if you had $1 million? They're talking about investments. I want to touch on investments. I think an issue that we or our generation has is that we don't know enough.
We don't know how to save.
We don't know how to save. We don't know enough about investments. You don't even know what to, assuming you had money.
We don't even know
what do you invest in? How do you invest? What do you think, or what would you say is a sensible thing to do if you come by money? Because most people are now starting to make money for the first time in their lives around this age.
Yeah.
So, okay, now I have money. And I want to be sensible with this. What should I do? Do I just save it? Do I invest it? If I invest, what should I invest in? Do you have anything to say?
Okay. First, at your age, right? Let's start with what are the motives for holding money? Right? Motives for holding money. You have, we learned that you have the transaction motive.
Yes.
Right? Because you want to, you want to pay your things.
Yeah.
You have the precautionary motive, where you need to put some money just in case you get hurt or something, or even if you have a car and you have a flat tire, you must have money, right?
Yeah.
The transaction motive is the normal planned expenses you have. Then you have the speculative motive. Right? Snap cash. So it's money beyond your transaction and precautionary. That that just in case somebody comes and he says he's selling his car, right? He's traveling outside, selling his car. You get a good bargain. If you don't have money, you can't buy it.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe you are planning to buy a car, but you get what we call a snap cash bargain. You must have money to do that. But you see, you must have taken care of your transaction motive, your precautionary motive before you move into your speculative motive of holding money.
I did it, cons.
So you realize that even at times, if you have cash in your pocket and you want to buy something, and you had, let's say, Momo, right? If you had 20 cedis in your pocket and the thing is 20 cedis, you might want to say, no, you want to use 15, cash of 15 and use Momo 5 because you still need some 5 cedis
on you. Just in case.
So you realize that in as much as you might not know that the motives of holding money, you are playing in that field.
Yeah.
You get, once you have gone beyond this motive for holding money, then you move into your investment objectives. If you've not taken care of, I don't know whether you did this Maslow hierarchy of needs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you've not taken care of your basics, you can't do anything. But you see, at your age, you must have the penchant for savings, putting money aside. And I'll give you some calculations. If you now, you might not be working to have a lot of money.
Yeah.
And even maybe you are not working, so you are getting pocket money from home. But if you put 100 cedis a month, right, at a rate of even 15% per annum for 30 years, you get about $3.5 million Ghana cedis.
Yeah.
Right? And that is true. So with just 100 cedis a month at 15% for 30 years, and you have the luxury of time and you have the patience of listening with you. You guys at times don't have patience.
Yes, we don't have patience because we want to ball. Yes.
Yeah.
Is that true?
So what happens is that 30 years from now, you can be a millionaire.
Yeah.
By that 100 cedis you're putting away. And that 100 cedis, you get it. Even if you are getting money from your parents.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you buy this, you order food. And when you order your food, the dispatch brings it, charges you 40 cedis. You get it. And then the food you bought could be 30 cedis. Dispatch 40 cedis, 70 cedis.
Meanwhile, there's rice in the house.
Meanwhile, there's rice in the house.
There's actually rice at home.
Right? There's rice in the house. So you realize that, you see, if you are not earning, then don't spend. Money not spent is money saved.
Yeah.
Money not spent is money saved. So you guys waste money, right? You waste money, and you need not be working to have this habit of saving. So, like I told you, 100 cedis at 50, and the treasury rate now is, I think, 20% or something. So this is just average over that period that you are putting money aside. And as you start working, right? As you start working, 500 Ghanas, assuming you put 500 Ghanas, you top it up. You are a millionaire in 20, 25 years' time. If I started this some years ago, now, 3.5 million is a lot of money.
Still,
Still, forget the inflation and forget all those co-meaning things.
Yeah.
But it's still a lot of money for me.
Yeah.
A lot of people make it seem like, but if I save it for that long, like, what if 3 million Ghana cedis won't mean anything?
Yeah, but
because of inflation.
If I started this 30 years ago, I'm sure the same conversation will come, that inflation and that it won't be the same.
Yeah.
But 3.5 million, I can go and buy a house.
Yeah.
I can get a new Land Cruiser.
Yeah.
Right? Today. You get it?
Yeah.
So it's not something you cannot do.
Yeah.
Just that something has to give.
Yeah.
Something has to give.
It's difficult for us because, back to the whole social media thing, we are a generation where we spend a lot of time on social media. For example, maybe in your time, like how you were saying, it's difficult to get access to certain things. If you are going to watch a movie, you have to go and get a rental, whatever. Now we get to see what the superstars and the musicians and everybody, they are doing in real time. We get to see their lives in real time.
Yeah.
Not as much as you guys were able to see it. So it's like, hey, this person is 20 and then they are driving a Range and I'm still sitting in my father's house in Tishi, like, when am I also going to do some? Like, so there's so much pressure. You feel like I have a lot of friends who are like hitting 30 and they are depressed because they feel like they don't have them.
Hurry.
Yes, we're in a hurry
because you don't want to crawl. You just want to start sprinting.
Want to fly. Yeah.
And if you do that, you not have the advantage of time. You not take advantage of time and then the compounding effect of interest of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
If there's something called the rule of 72 in investment, if you divide 72 by the interest rate you have, it will tell you the number of times, the number of years that your money will double. So if the interest rates now are like 26, let's say investment 26, and you divide 72 by 26, what do you get? About 3 point something.
You went to school.
About 3 point something.
That doesn't mean I'm a calculator.
So it means that every 3 point something years, your money will double. And it's once it doubles, it's going to double with the interest and compounding effect. And you'll be amazed, it's a lot of money. So even when interest rates are high, right? For you, young, right? You say interest rates are high, inflation is this. Start saving. You take advantage of that. Because if they're high, it's good for you. Because it's money you're putting aside for a very long time.
Yeah.
So you have to think about your pension now. You have to think about your retirement now.
So would you suggest that people save in a bank account or in an investment account? Like how?
Treasury bills or
like how
stocks
should people save their money?
You at this age, your investment motives are different. The investment motive for me is different. You thinking about house, car, family, getting married, that sort of thing, right? So you need to, and you're thinking, there are two things you don't do with money. You don't build a house with money, and you don't marry with money.
So what should we use?
You say it again, no.
Wait, so what should we use?
You don't build a house with money, and you don't marry with money.
Why?
Because you might be thinking that I need to put aside like 10 million Ghana that I go and build a house. Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. You need to take advantage of what they call the cost of averages. Right? So if you decide to buy a piece of land now and you give yourself 10 years, prices are going up, right? So you buy cement now. Let's say if cement is 50 cedis and you had 100 cedis, you buy 2 bags. Next time cement goes up, right? You might buy maybe 100 cedis, you buy maybe 1.5. So your cost, if you wait till the end
to start,
the cost of the cement would eat into your final amount that you want to use to build a house.
Yeah.
And I don't know about others, but if you ask anybody who's built a house, how did you do it? They tell you, I don't know. They'll say, I don't know, because once you put yourself into building a house, you stop the wastages, right? You have to go out and chill. Guys call you,
yes,
right? And then, Charlie, what's up? Then you realize that you're going to spend about 1,000 Ghana, right? I hear these days you people buy a table. You buy a table for 4,000. There's champagne or whatever. You reserve,
so
the bombers.
Yeah, so if you have even 500, and you look at this 500 and you look at cement is 50. 10 bags, blocks. You do 25 pieces of blocks, make one. Cement bag would do 25 pieces of block. And you look at your plan that's been done for you, they tell you need, let's say, 5,000 blocks. And this will do. Then you just chill and sleep. Money not spent is money saved, right? So you just chill and then you go and put it into that. But if you had gone to
front back,
you would have spent that money.
I'm sorry. No, because Zuu is always using like front back. That I went to front back, but I didn't even go.
Am I making sense?
Yes, you are.
So you don't use money, and you realize that the person who keeps does that gradual thing over 10 years, right, would have built a house, and you've also have spent the same money.
But on bottles.
Yeah, on bottles. Green bottles, we call it bottles. And then you ask the person, how did you do it? He also says he doesn't know.
Yeah.
When I met my wife in London. Right? I had to live in my mother's house for 6 years. I had to live then we moved into my father-in-law's house, outer house. We lived there for 6 years. So it took me 12 years to build my house. I had to forgo that inconvenience. Do you think it was nice living in with kids, and you can't stop who's come to visit your mother.
Yeah.
Right? So they come in and no privacy, no nothing. And you go and also live in your guy pad, and you go and marry, you go and live in your father's in-laws boys'
Outer
quarters.
house, yes.
I'm sure the man will say, what sort of
This man is not serious.
Oh man.
You get it?
Yeah.
So because of that, in my home, I decided to build another house. That if my daughter also does not go and get
A correct man, don't come and live in the boys' quarters.
you come and live there. You come and live there small and find your feet. You understand?
Yeah.
Because you need to save that money.
Yeah.
And if you don't, that's why I'm coming back to the fact that you don't need money to marry.
Yeah.
Right.
In our generation.
So what then happens is that once okay. Now the ladies, you also what a man can do, a woman can do. So that's okay. So you decide that you want to have your own house. I'm sure you think about having your own house.
Yeah.
Building your own house.
Yeah.
So the man, maybe you've not met also, is also building his own house. Or even maybe you have a boyfriend, this is also trying to. So what is happening is that you're all wasting resources. So what you can afford is 2-bedroom.
Yeah.
Building a 2-bedroom. Maybe it's also building a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom. Right? Looking at his position now in life, status in life. Now, you marry and the 2-bedroom is not enough for you. The 2-bedroom is not enough for you. Waste. But if you had decided to come together, you'll be surprised what your thinking and both joint efforts could do.
Yeah.
Right? And you could also be surprised how the luxury of time that you have, saving this maybe 500 to over 30 years,
Could do.
both of you could become millionaires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, so you don't need, and at times when you're on your own, you don't have that. When you marry, you might get the synergy effect. It doesn't mean you would, but you also have to choose wisely.
Yeah.
These days the guys are checking that the women too can bring something. The women too have to. You have to. I tell my daughters that all men are bastards.
It's true.
There are two kinds of men. Rich bastard, poor bastard. Make a choice.
Make a choice. That's facts.
Oh my goodness, I like that a lot.
Right?
That's facts.
Yeah, make a choice. The worst thing is for you, the woman, to invest in the man, and you start seeing the bastard later.
Yeah.
How you go into depression, and so why not marry a rich bastard?
And then whatever can come.
And then,
But right now, the men are also looking for rich.
That's what I'm saying. So everybody, you are checking yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They ask for love.
Now they're love.
So you get it.
Yeah.
First, you must like the person.
Yeah, true.
Right?
True.
You must like the person. If you like the person, you like the person.
Yeah.
And if you like somebody, no matter what the person does to you, you like the person.
Yeah.
But love can fade, and then you just can tend to hate it. So that's what I'm saying. You don't need money to marry. You can't say you're waiting, especially the guy. You can't say you're waiting to start working and build a house and before you go and.
So then what should they do? Because right now, even the wedding ceremony alone.
It's waste.
But that's what our generation likes. I don't think there are a lot of women who'll be okay with something simple. Right now, I feel like I would just want to sign. But not a lot of people feel like they just want to sign. They want to.
You want the whole show.
Yeah. And then, you see, marriage is like, we're talking about, because it's trying to talk about investment. Right?
Yeah.
But it's also part of, if you don't go into good marriage, you not get good, you waste money.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to waste money. And if you don't start small, right, and try to build up your disposable income and money that you can invest, you're going to spend everything now.
Yeah.
And your type of marriages you're having now is like a boxer who everybody is supporting, but when you get to the ring, everybody leaves. You're on your own. So after the ceremony, you're on your own, and then you realize that it's not all that. The vehicle was rented, right? So you think life is all whatever. And then now realize that Charlie Uber come inside after. And then the man went to borrow money and the man is paying. So from day one, when the guy sees you can wait, when he sees you can wait
from day one.
You get it.
So
true. So if those are some of the things that don't help you to have money to be able to invest, you get it.
So I think the last thing we'll touch on before we wrap, because the time has already gone.
Really, I'm having such a good time.
Yeah, but it's a short podcast, unfortunately. But yeah, so I feel like when I say the governments, I mean I don't want to say specifically any governments, but when I say the government, just the leaders,
the higher powers.
I feel like they're making life harder for me and for all of us. It's like they want me to fail. That's how I feel sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I'll just wake up and I'll see some news. They're using something million to. I'm just like
and then, for example, maybe like the taxes that's maybe small. There was some time on Twitter where there were some companies, like these small companies, people who have started doing maybe like shito, or they sell drinks or something. They're like, oh, because of the current taxes on like businesses, we have to close down because whatever stuff like that.
So they are killing small businesses with their policies, and I understand that you need to raise revenue to take care of the country and things, but now they are bringing they've brought new ways that we don't all agree with. So it's like. What, and maybe you don't have an answer, but what should I do? The thing is I can't, what should I do? Because now it's looking bleak. The future is looking bleak.
No, it's really looking bleak.
It's like everything that comes, boom, it goes.
You see, the what can I say to this? I think there's, unfortunately, at every age, your risk aversion is different. You can take more risk, and as you grow, you take less risk. Nature has made it like that.
Yeah.
Right? So if you get an average age of leaders, right, they'll be thinking in some way, and it's not their fault. That's how nature has made them to think. You get it? So if you're taking, let's say, now you need to work in the digital world, right? That's what you know.
Yeah.
So if we decide that we want to do e-levy, right, it's to be counterproductive to your plugging into the digital world with the rest of the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, maybe at this age, we talk about revenue, to raise revenue.
Yeah. Fine.
But it's going to affect you, because what then happens is that the world, you don't know so much cash, everything. You want the flexibility and all that.
Yeah.
Those who might have brought the e-levy are not seeing what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where the disconnect is.
Yeah, because me, I've stopped using. I don't say.
Me too, I've stopped it. I've stopped.
I'm using cash now.
Yeah.
You see, so now that and see, taxes do two things. Taxes raise revenue, and taxes try to nudge what I can nudge behavior. Taxes must be able to give some type of behavior.
Yeah.
Right? So in effect, you want to raise revenue, but you want to help local rice farmers. So what do? You increase import taxes.
Yeah.
So now the behavior is that we're going to eat
local rice.
So you are trying to also try to give some behavior.
Yeah.
So now my issue with the e-levy is that, so what behavior do you want us to?
What is it nudging us towards?
Yes.
Yeah. That's true.
Is the behavior towards we going to cash.
And for what purpose?
And for what purpose? Right?
Yeah.
So you realize that when technology started coming into the banking system, the banking system that is really rich in technology.
Yeah.
If you took money from the ATM, it was free.
Yeah.
If you went inside to take it, you pay premium.
Yeah.
When it started in most. So it means that they were nudging us
to use
the ATM.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you take MTN now, if you use their app and you buy data,
you get bonus. Yeah.
You get bonus. Right? So it means that they are pushing us into
using the app.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what happens with technology is that when you adapt technology, the diffusion rate should be such that people cannot return. If people can return, that's why we are going back to cash.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to be put in the deep blue sea that you are 50-50.
Yeah.
Land, if you come back, you've wasted your time.
Yeah.
You better go forward. Then there's diffusion of technology and there's nothing we can do about it. But I don't think we have gotten to a stage where we cannot return.
Yeah.
So everybody now is returning to cash.
Cash, yeah.
Right? And it's going to affect you guys because a lot of things you have to buy on your, these days you have to buy some things. You buy it online, they deliver. You buy it online.
Yeah.
So I understand your frustration, but you should also have a place to be able to speak up. Or else we'll mortgage your life for you.
Very true, yeah. I think
so we are speaking about stay by plan.
That's one of the issues is that I think the youth feel like their voices are not heard.
Yeah.
And people also feel like the people in power are just too old and there's a disconnect. So like when we are complaining about these things, it's like these children cry every day.
Yeah, like not actually you are great grandchildren.
Yeah. So the gap is too much.
Yeah, the gap is too much. Yeah. The gap is too much. So it's like, how come you're asking me for accountability? Why?
How dare you?
How dare you? I have a grandson who is older than me.
Yes. Very true, very true. Yeah. So so I guess we're coming towards the end of the podcast. So
soon.
So soon. I have another question. Let the episode be long. You have to learn about education.
Going into business, right? I thought you want to be entrepreneurs, right? Because I think now you people
are looking
at the end. You want money, right?
You need this now.
You need money now. So you want to bring the money close to you.
Yeah.
Now, it's good to work for yourself, entrepreneurship, right? Now. But there are two types of entrepreneurs. The one that sees the need for a service or product to society, improving society, and then goes out to find a way to produce that product or service. And there's the other one who finds the need to make money, therefore decides to produce a product or service. The two are different. The first one will survive turbulence and has passion and will do everything about it. But the other one is just money. Right? So if you want somebody, if you have a good proposal and you want somebody to invest in, the person would look at what is adding value to, what is improving society. Right? So if you have a proposal that people are this wearing this yellow, what do you call it?
Crocs.
So I want to, people want Crocs, right?
Yeah.
And so I want to import plenty from China and I'll make money. We will look at this proposal.
Yeah.
But this same Crocs, you realize that people get, maybe their feet hurt, right? And people are getting arthritis and that, and you realize that Crocs solves that problem.
Yeah.
You get a favorable response to that than to...
I just want to be a middleman to make money.
To make money. I don't know whether I'm making sense.
Yeah.
So you need to look at solving a problem. And while solving it, you make money. While solving it, you make money. Obviously, you have to make money. It becomes easy to sell that than to just do this. And I think you also need to be ready, because if I'm an investor and you tell me that, okay, I tried this, that, okay, fine, okay. Now, is that has given me the interest. Now, what is going to come to you is like, you think the person is busting your bubble, is a lot of questions. A lot of questions that you think that, so this your idea cries you. So is he saying that my idea is useless?
Yeah.
But the person is trying to look at what if.
Yeah.
Right? Your what is if you can solve the what if, then it means that the rest will take care of itself.
Yeah.
And I'll give you an example. There were 3 people who went to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
An accountant, a marketer, and a banker. You know, everybody thinks differently, right? So then the marketer went to town and came back and said, guys, you know, I've seen some plants. This plant, I will take it back to Ghana. It's a plant that people want and, you know, it will sell. So the accountant said, good idea. He took the calculator. How many people do you have in Ghana? 30.5 million. So assuming just half of the people buy will sell it at this percentage and this thing. Billionaires. And the banker comes. He said, really? What type of soil do you have there? You have the same soil in Ghana. So what if they don't have the same conditions that this thing? They started all these what if. So the banker now becomes what?
The bad person.
The bad negative.
Bad negative vibes.
You brought money, you are going to sell, we've done the calculations, and you are coming to ask, what if this is not there? What if it's not there? What if this is not there?
Yeah.
So the issue is that you're going to get the person who wants to invest in your business asking you all these questions. It doesn't mean that the person, even if you go to a bank, they're going to ask you, that is risk assessment of your thing. So if the soil in the moon is different from the soil here, and you can't mimic it here. So all the marketer or the accountant should have said was that, okay, when we get this type of soil and this type, and we mix it, the banker will say, oh, okay. Then that means that we've solved that problem.
Yeah.
You get it. So basically, you're going to hit. Having the good idea, you're going to hit a lot of what ifs. And you shouldn't be
afraid,
perturbed or disturbed about it. Once you can solve the what ifs, the good will take care of itself. You see? So just brilliant idea, fine. But
before we wrap up, I just want to ask a question about networking. Do you think networking is very key in being successful or being able to amass wealth? Because they always make it seem
networking is wealth. Your wealth is your network, right? And I'll come again. Money not spent is money saved. So assuming you see, you could lose everything, but if you have your network, you come back again. Right? If you have your network, you come back again.
Yeah.
Because what then happens is anybody who got somewhere because somebody did something for the person. So and you have to be very selfish in your choice of friends. If you want to make it in life, it's not
personal.
Cut them off.
Zuu. We have to talk after.
you get it?
Yeah.
Because the person is trying to also, the person is stuck to you because the person sees you as your resource to him or her. If it's not reciprocal, cut off
the person.
Because you also want to tag to somebody.
Yeah.
So everybody's tagging.
Yeah.
Right? So your wealth is your network. Money can go.
Yeah.
Everything can go. But if you have a good network, that is why if you go to a good school, that's why everybody is trying to take somebody to a good school. So you could have a friend who went to Adisa College, had 9 in chains. He has wealth than somebody who went to, let's say, Waponsim and had 9 ones.
Yeah.
Because he's the only person, lone hero in the world. Yeah. Right? All of them didn't move up.
Yeah.
And he's the only person who has made it.
Yeah.
Right? But if you went to Adisa College, you had 9 in chains. But I had so many people who had somebody who become
this person.
Somebody will become this person. So if you want something to be done, it's a phone call.
Yeah.
And it's done for you.
True.
You get it. So you get to a point in time, it will be your if it, let's say me, I could say that maybe it's my age group that are running the world
now.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I went to school with somebody who is now, I have a classmate who is in NASA. Right? He does, I'm not going to mention these things, but he's in NASA. He's one of he designed the spaceship to.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So assuming something I didn't go to a design college, how on earth would I have a classmate who is in NASA?
Yeah.
So if something has to be done and I pick a call, right? If I go to the States, I call him, we chill around. Where are you going to get this classmate from? All your classmates are looking. I also have to, somebody is looking up to you, you are looking up to somebody and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So if I want something to be done, let's say I want passport to be done, I have somebody who is in, let's say, passport office. I just make a call.
Yeah.
If it's an emergency, I get it done. Yeah. So it's part of my wealth.
Yeah.
True. So networking is all you have, and you have to network properly. Right? You meet somebody, you check who is the father, who is the mother. Wait. It's not personal. You understand?
You have to check who do you know.
Charlie,
so like, what's your saying?
Because you plug into people's network.
Yeah.
Once you've done your network and have my network, and we plug, your network becomes my network, and my network becomes yours.
Yeah.
You get it? So you plug. So you have to be you have to deliberately, cautiously plug into proper. I'm not saying that
be an opportunist, but just
if you have to be opportunist, there's nothing wrong with it. But
don't be shy. Don't feel shy.
Yeah, don't feel shy. You get it.
Yeah.
So, but if you meet the watch seller's son, and you can help. I mean, you can this thing, but maybe the person also is plugging into you.
Yeah.
And if the person has good vibes, right? If the person has good vibes, and like, why not?
Yeah.
So you've taken. I mean, everybody has to do organizations do corporate social responsibility. You have to be able to add value to people's lives.
Yeah.
So you realize that this guy is sharp, that I need help. You plug in, and when we're in school, and it still happens. You could get the watching seller's son, bright, sharp, and because he's in school with you, you bring the person home. Your parents know the person and all that, and at times they help.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They help. And so the watching seller son must also strategically make choices.
True.
Make choices. I mean, I can't bring my network and you bring nothing.
Yeah.
You are just plugging into
free
into my network.
At least you bring some watching.
Yeah, so the issue is that you know that Charlie, this guy likes wachi. So you bring wachi.
Yeah.
Right? So once you are bringing the wachi, then I know that I'm going to keep this relationship because I like wachi.
Yeah.
You must see something.
Yeah.
You must see something.
Yeah. Today, I'm going to go through my contacts one by one and analyze. what am I bringing? What are you bringing?
If you don't hear from me,
what are you bringing on
advise
board?
yourself. Yeah.
What are you bringing on board?
This is the real. What are you bringing to the table?
What are you bringing
This
to
is
the
the
table?
real.
You don't bring anything, Charlie. You know, if you want to do charity, at some point you have to do charity.
You have to.
You understand, sharp person that you have to do charity. But if it's not this thing, my friend.
Bye. Nice. I like that.
It's ruthless, but
the game is the game, Charlie.
That's life.
The world isn't fair.
Yeah.
money not spent,
it's money saved.
Those people are just come to be taken from you.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's my takeaway. My first takeaway is money not spent is money saved. Yeah. So when I'm
Zuu is already prepared, so now you've made everything more difficult for us.
I want this.
What are you trying to say? Who has been
I'll just say
things?
money not spent is money saved. That's what I'll say.
Dr. Anokye,
If you can't make it, don't spend it. If you can't make it,
Thank you.
You are running a business, right? You are not making sales. What do? You cut expenses.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
So in this COVID period, most organizations or business people must be cutting expenses, unnecessary expenses. You cut.
Yeah.
There are things that there are things that you have to do, and there are things that it's nice to do.
Yeah.
Let's find a balance.
And cut what is nice to do.
And do what you have to do.
You get it. And do what you have to do.
Very true. Very, very true.
Yeah.
Dr. Anokye, I feel like we need to have you here again.
Again, yeah, because there's a lot to learn.
There's a lot to learn.
I want us to talk about, one day, call me, we'll talk about leadership.
Okay.
I remember my kids, when we were growing up, at an early age, I made them read this book, Who Moved My Cheese?
Yeah, I read it. Yeah.
And then Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I made them read it. But there are a lot of self-help books you have to read because you have to buy self-help books. They cut your learning curves for you. Right? And read anything. No, knowledge is not lost.
But you see, when I read these books, after like a month, so I have to read it again. But after a month, I've forgotten a lot of it.
You're not really reading it, so.
Yeah, you have to read with highlighters. Now, so I used to tell my kids.
I just want to know how you are relating with our guests.
If they came to me and said they wanted something, I said, give me 3 reasons. 3 reasons. If you can't give 3 reasons, then
you're not going to get
it. Give me 3 reasons why you think. That is trying to cut it's nice to have from you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Good stuff. Okay, Zuu.
So real quick. So what we do this thing on the podcast when we are ending, we call it rapid fire. So I'll just say a word. I'll say a word or a phrase or something, and you just say the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
So
if I'm that sharp.
Oh, it doesn't. There's no wrong answer.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I say podcast, you have to say. What would you say?
Cocoa pod.
No. Yeah. Yes, it's correct because that's what
There's
people
no wrong answer.
But Zuu always wants our guests to say stay by plan because the podcast is called Stay by Plan.
Stay by plan.
But
that was the only one.
So you should have
answer.
You should have told me the answer.
But yes, Cocoa Pod makes sense because
Yeah,
podcast pod.
yeah.
Cocoa
Podcast.
Pod. Yes.
Stay by plan.
Yes, that's us.
Yeah, you have to stay by plan.
Yeah,
And cutting your friends who are not adding value. Adding value, friends.
Yeah.
You stay by plan.
Yes.
That's part of the plan.
Take
Period.
only adding value friends.
Zuu, I hope I don't know. Because if I cut Zuu off, I don't know how I would do Stay by Plan.
Try it and see.
Stay by plan.
Try it and see.
Yeah.
So
Next.
first thing is just compound interest. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Compound interest.
Yeah.
Compound house.
There's no wrong answer. And you can probably find a link. Yeah. Compound interest, compound house.
But compound interest, what comes is money.
Yeah.
Yeah. The time value of money
Yeah.
over a period of time.
Yeah.
Make use of compound interest. At this age, you have to make use of compound and start saving 100 cedis
Now.
A month.
Come together and have an investment club.
Okay.
Stay by Plan Investment Club.
Yeah.
Coming very
Investment,
soon.
all of you investment club, and then you put in 100 cedis a month.
Yeah.
Right, minimum, and you can top up.
It's
And then
cool.
what you need to do, I'm not going to mention any finance house, but look for a fund manager, right? They already have pool of funds already, and then join that because 100 cedis, no bank or whatever will give you interest on 100 cedis, no
Yeah.
investment, but
That's
1
a
million
pool.
cedis,
Yeah.
right? You
Yeah.
could get treasury bill rate, above treasury bill rate on 1 million cedis. So it's the pool of funds. So have an investment club now, right? And then let's say we are in what year?
2022.
2022. 30 years from now is what?
2052.
2052. So have vision 2052.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have vision 2052. Just 100 cedis a month. The waste. You can top up because when you go to them to do it, everybody will have your individual account. But you decide that, look, you are not going to do that. And then in 2052, wherever you are, you all decide that you're going to go to Hawaii or Jamaica with that money.
It is what it is.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your families to go and chill that money.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't touch it.
Yeah. Okay. So second one, I'm only doing 3, so this is the second one. Assets. Because we hear that a lot in finance. Assets. So what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear assets?
Assets is wealth.
Yeah, it all ties in. So even your network is an asset.
Your network is an asset.
Yeah.
It's the best asset you can ever have. It's the best asset you can ever have.
After today, some people will not be able to reach me, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I'll tell you something. There was
Please let our guests be free.
I'm very bad with my phones.
Yeah.
I'm very selective the calls I pick.
Yeah.
So it calls and the person's called private line. I don't pick.
Why?
Then the person calls, say, I called you yesterday with private. Me say, I mean, the ones, even the ones we are seeing
that we've saved,
that we save the names, that we know that these names are just come to take from you. We don't pick
Then
private
number. Yeah, true. So the last one is photographer. That was the last.
Yeah.
Aww.
The last one on the rapid fire list. First thing that comes to mind.
Photographer. First thing that comes to mind is scenery.
Okay. That's not a bad answer. Yeah, I wanted to trap you small.
I wanted to trap you. You wanted to say Nam's photography.
Nah. You see, let me say something about because I'm also getting. Let me say something about talent. When you want to make money out of your talent, you need to do something, giving yourself time, right? So assuming non-photography, do photography, you should be able to take pictures like go to maybe a breed, take pictures, post it, because now you have technology. You don't know who would want to use that, because once you have that, it's intellectual property. You get it. Once you have that, you also have companies around. Let's say you have MTN, you have Coca-Cola, you have, just put some bottles together, take a picture, just post it. Right? One day Coke will see it and they can't just use it. Yeah. They have to come to you.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to do random things, but be very cautious why you are doing it.
What you doing?
But if you just doing it, you say this, let me take a picture, take a post, take a picture. You don't make money. You don't make money out of it. Yeah. You can even have, you say you're targeting Coca-Cola and you do different pictures. You do your album and you knock through. You go to Coca-Cola, you say you want to see this, you not look an album. I think I can help you. I think I've done this. Or you get some somebody drinking Coke, or you need to create something, hoping that one day it will happen. As for talent, that's how it happens. Yeah. And fortunately, you have this your YouTube, you have all those type of things that you can start just posting
for free,
hoping that somebody will pick it up. But if you want to post cheese, well.
Okay. Another thing that we do is we ask our guests who else you would like to hear on the podcast, who else you'd like us to speak to on Stay by Plan.
I don't know. Get a business person. Get a business person who, if the business person will be honest enough with you to tell you how the person does it, because at times there's always something they don't say.
True.
I know. There's always something they don't say. So if you think that the person said, I was taking pictures and I became a millionaire.
We all have the same 24 hours in a day.
So you also go and say, I was taking pictures.
Yeah.
But if they'll be truthful,
they'll tell you all the things they did.
All the crying and the suffering and the losses.
You understand. Get a business person.
Okay.
Get a business person. I mean, I don't know who, but if you get people,
you want the finance minister?
Hey.
You want the finance minister?
Yeah, we have
I have some serious questions to ask.
It's not a business. I don't think.
But maybe it's in your network.
It's not a
You
business.
can call a
person.
person to call a person.
But if you get somebody like NS Chemist,
I think so. I was thinking the same person.
right?
But I don't. Okay, I think.
If you get somebody like NS Chemist,
Yeah.
because you could see it's I'm sure. And
We
it's
also
after
check-
Glushing as well. I went to South College. So.
Oh yeah. So
And then that's our plug. Yeah,
That's
our
our
network. That's
network
network
plug,
to the
yeah.
other network.
exactly.
You want to talk to.
So yeah, we'll talk to him. Yeah. And yeah. So last thing is there a song you have been listening to that you're feeling that you feel like the listeners
We
should
enjoy.
also go and enjoy?
Oh,
Yeah.
take a what do you do?
Say cheese.
Say cheese.
Take a picture. I can post. Let me see it. Okay, kiddie music.
Alright.
Okay.
I like
Nice. So yeah, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you so much for
Yeah, this
spending
was
time.
A
Yeah.
very, very interesting,
And educative.
educative episode.
I hope so.
Yeah, it was.
Learns a lot. But yeah, unfortunately we have to go soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
I need to go and watch Accra Sufu.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for listening to Stay by Plan. Thank you so much, Dr. Anokye, for spending time with us.
My
And so,
pleasure.
I don't know if we'll be friends after this, but if there's another episode, I guess he made a cut.
We'll see.
Charity. You also have to give. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of Stay by Plan.
This episode was recorded, produced, and edited by There Is No Studio.
Yes, that's the name. There's no studio. And thank you to the team, Nikita, Nams Photography, and Elizato.
Elizato. And the opening song was produced by Lil Kwaw.